the more they think like, oh, wealthy people are powerful for a reason. They are the ordained, you know? Anyway, it is peasant brain for sure. And I hate that. I hate that like people glaze Elon and do this sort of stuff. I don't know. Poor people don't want the rich to pay more or distribute more because they towards capitalism and the meritocracy of it all. The lie that is like, if you're wealthy, you're good. If you're the prosperity gospel declares that if you're wealthy, you're good. You're morally virtuous. If you're poor, you're evil and you deserved your poor financial circumstances. You did something wrong. So that's the reason why you're there. And that meritocracy is real. So if you're wealthy, you earned it across the board. You know what I mean? And the inverse of that is that if you're poor, you just didn't try hard enough. When that's not the case, when that's not the reality, and that's certainly not the case. And I think it just, I don't know. It just makes people focus on the wrong shit. Like, be a good person. Okay. I think that's significantly more important than how wealthy you are. Try to do right by others, you know, help people. The rich the poor, but the poor love the rich for some reason in America. Yeah, that is true as well. By the way, your new favorite Aliutlu wants to slap Sue Twitch for your reaction. Yeah, okay, whatever, dude. Why people don't just expand their knowledge when they have more wealth / time to do so does not really make sense to me. If they did, they'd likely do more to make the world a better place. Hustle culture is so many people's brains. If you're wealthy and you want a better distribution of wealth, you will get more than some rich prick just flexing on them. It's an attack on a lot of people's beliefs that they can make it too instead of pussy redistribution of wealth. I know. It breaks my brain. It breaks my brain when I sit here and I'm talking about like people trying to uplift themselves and in their immediate surroundings in their workplace by unionizing or any number of different things, which is not even about like stealing from the rich or anything. It's literally you clawing back the value that you're generating with your work that you are basically lining the pockets of wealthy people on. And people will get more mad at me for saying that as a rich guy, even though I was saying it when I was a poor guy too, than a rich guy that just goes, you're broke and you can get out of it. You're broke and you can get out of it by doing the same things that I did. Here, buy my course for $75 a month. Get in my Discord and I'll teach you the ways of doing rug pulls. It's crazy. It's so dumb. People are just, unfortunately, very deluded, I think. Wealthy have a few things I've found in general. They don't like exposing the wealth of people who don't have wealth as a security thing. Don't like directly helping people. Also not to have that be a part of the relationship. Being overwhelmed by raw money amounts is a trauma response to the vast scarcity present in society that deeply hurt people. I think so. I mean, I think that plays a role in it as well. I think the more desperate people get, the worse this happens as well. Like the more desperate people get, the worse wealth disparity gets, the more they valorize the wealthy. The more they think like, oh, wealthy people are powerful for a reason. They are the ordained, you know? Anyway, it is peasant brain for sure. And I hate that. I hate that like people glaze Elon and do this sort of stuff. I don't know. Poor people don't want the rich to pay more or distribute more because they have a fantasy of when they finally become rich, they want to keep as much as they can. I know. And we become more cynical as well. I think that's part of the reason why people interpret what I'm saying as like, people interpret what I'm saying as like insincere. Oh, he must be not recognizing that the guy who's telling you, you are gonna make it. All you need to do is give me $75 on my Discord and you're gonna make it. You're gonna be rich just like me. Look at all the nice things I own. And half of that is also rented cars, Airbnbs. They're just faking it. There's like a method to it as well. You just go and spend a little bit of upfront capital to just make it seem like you are incredibly rich and incredibly successful. And then you tell everybody how incredibly rich and incredibly successful you are. And then you sell your course on how you got there. The course is fake, nonsensical shit too. And then people just like buy the course. And then you actually do start generating more income. And then you can dump some of that back into making it seem like you have a lot of wealth and rinse and repeat. It's just, I feel like we used to be more cynical about gurus like this.
What it was like to.
But now we just don't have that cynicism at all. We just like lap it up. We eat that up. The worst part of wealth is how you disconnect from everything that lets you be rich in society. I've noticed is my salary slowly got closer to not having constant financial stress, and in my coworkers who were already there. Yeah. No, for sure. Money does have a tendency to isolate you because, I mean, I've talked about this quite a bit. Like one of the examples I've always used is being able to fly business class. You know what I mean? All of a sudden, you're treated like a human being when you're flying. Like that's it. And then if that's your norm now, that's one major aspect of commercial air travel that you are never going to experience for the rest of your life. Anyway, let's talk about Shamik more as well. This is a kind of a funny story. This dude is